Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Firstly, thank you to those who subscribed. Thank you to those who've made comments. It is much appreciated and truly encouraging. So if you've joined me for the first time, welcome. As the name of the channel implies, Aperture to Zoom. We cover everything in its entirety on cameras and videography, photography and videography. I'm primarily using the Panasonic Lumix G9. I was introduced to the Panasonic world when I bought G7, which is what I'm recording on now. But late last year, December last year for Christmas, I decided to get me the old G9 and also start this YouTube channel and record my findings on the G9, putting it through its paces. And that's probably a good segue into what this video is about. It's about customizing the quick menu on here. And as you use your camera more and more, which I must admit I struggling to, life sometimes gets in the way, but we really need to start using it more, because practice is the only way we're going to make any sort of gains in our skills and understanding of the functions and what this camera has to offer. So I try and make a video on a weekly basis, trying to unpack a new feature that I can share with you guys and what the value proposition is around that, and more importantly what the benefit is. So as you progress through your photography or videography, you'll find yourself naturally going to certain settings over and over and over again, and that'll only come with time when you sort of notice those patterns. And it's largely dependent on what it is you're using your camera for. Videography has a particular set of dynamics and settings that you can tweak the quick menu to. If you're using photography and you're doing burst modes quite a bit, or you're changing the filter options, or you're going from standard to vivid, whatever the case may be, you do have the option of customizing that quick menu, so you don't have to be diving deep into these menus. You can quickly get access to things you specifically change often. And like I said, that does come down to what it is you're using your camera for. So I think it's another little gem that the Micro Four Thirds Panasonic Lumix G9 does have to offer. This camera is just packed with features, absolutely packed with features. My video sort of last week was paying homage, I suppose, to this camera, and basically giving a little bit of, I suppose, guidance to just how amazing this camera still is in 2022 and what it does have to offer you. So look, I have a series of videos. We've unpacked this camera quite extensively over the last few videos. I've done some field trips using primarily the Lumix kit lenses, which is wonderful. They do an amazing job. There are some gains to be had, I suppose, with pro lenses, but I'm sure certain professionals would be able to do marvelous things with the kit lens, and I'm not quite up there yet in terms of being a professional. So that's why I stuck with these kit lenses, using them to maximize the gains I can possibly get out of them before I go and invest in a pro lens. And once again, it really comes down to what it is you using the camera for. If you're doing your own personal travel videos, and I suppose it will even suffice for some professional work, but then you really got to know your kit lenses very, very well, know your settings very well, know your camera very, very well, and I'm sure, like I said, a professional will get amazing results using these lenses. And this is what this channel is all about, Aperture to Zoom, covering in its entirety everything we possibly can to improve our skills around the photography and videography world. So look, without any further ado, I want to keep this video particularly short. Let's just jump onto the old G9 and I'll run through that menu just to show you how to customize the quick menu, so you can at one button have access to the things you mainly need to change. Alright guys, so let's just dive into the old menu here, but before I do, I'll jump into the existing quick menu just as a friendly reminder. And as you can see over there, we got the standard options, and then your MP4 settings, your aspect ratio, yada yada yada. So this is what the typical preset quick menu looks like, right? But if you navigate to the menu, go to your folders on the left, come down to the customization menu, drop down to operation, and then on the third page within the operation folder is the quick menu button. Now as you can see, you got two options there, preset and custom. So it's currently set to the preset option, which is the one I just showed you a minute ago. So change that to the custom one, and then navigate back to the quick menu. And you'll notice there's a little quick menu with a spanner there. That's the one we want to press, and then hit the set button. So now we're in the setting mode for this quick menu. We can set it to whatever we choose. So if we go down here and move to the beginning, as you can see, I've previously set this to standard raw. I'll just show you how you can change this. So if you want the standard no longer to be in your menu, so this bottom one here is your menu, and these are the options up here. Simply tap on it and drag it to there. Right, if you want something back in here, you simply grab it and drag it back in there. That's it. So in my particular case, I do flit occasionally between standard and vivid or natural. I do like to change between raw and JPEG occasionally. Sometimes I change the metering mode. I do use the self timer quite often. Sometimes I use a bit of filters, and most of the time I'm filming in a particular setting, but on occasion I do change it. Because I'm doing photos and videos, I do have the need for the mic at some stage, and then peeking on. So this bottom tab over here is where you can pretty much customize it to whatever you want. And when you're done, you simply hit the exit button, because when you're in this mode, this is where you are in your new quick menu mode. And that there is pretty much page one. So you've got access to the quick menus for all the photo style, quick menu to flip between the raw and JPEG, multimetering or spot metering, your timer options, your effect options, your different movie options, which is handy, mic on and off, peaking, and so forth and so on. I'm sure you get the picture. So that is another very, very handy option around the Panasonic Lumix G9, because as I mentioned, over time you will get to use certain things regularly, and then you can just simply customize it to your quick menu, and that way you don't have to be diving into this main menu and trying to remember where things are. Another fantastic feature by the old Panasonic Lumix G9. Alright guys, so that's just a little quick summary of the old quick menu and how to customize that quick menu button. And as you can see, it'll certainly add to our arsenal of tools when we're out and about in the field, making us nice and efficient, chopping and changing between different settings. And the only way we're really going to do that is by using the camera extensively. Nothing beats practice. These videos are all good and well, and they at best may point you in the right direction and give you some tips and pointers and make sure you're focusing on the right things, but it is ultimately practice out in the field that is going to get you the results you need. So I will continue to endeavor making these videos and find these little gems of features in the camera that makes life easy for us and adds to that list of benefits. So like I said, when we're out in the field, we can be very efficient and effective. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. It's a bit of a short video this week. Thank you very, very much for all your comments and your subscriptions. It is much appreciated. I will be preparing this week another video, and hopefully we will find something similar. Probably time to get out in the field too. I'm really putting these, or trying to put these kit lenses through their paces so that I can at some point buy at least one pro lens, but I've got to be able to justify purchasing that Pro lens. I don't want to do it for the sake of. I want to be able to put my hand on my heart and say, you know what, I've really put these Lumix lenses, these kit lenses, through their paces, and they don't, or they do meet my requirements. I'm not au fait enough with their capabilities to make that call yet, but I'm slowly getting there through these regular videos, finding these features and getting out doing field trips. So a field trip is on the cards, so stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button if this is your first time. Welcome, thank you for joining, and thanks again for everyone for their kind comments and feedback. All right guys, till the next one, bye bye.